Hey everyone, I thought I would do a Q&A, answer some questions about me and my story. I woke up this morning and saw that I had a ton of new subscribers to my channel, and I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A. So I do Q&As on my Instagram all the time, so I just went over to the Instagram and looked at past Q&As that I've done and just looked up the top questions that people ask me. The number one question people ask me is, am I open to love again and dating? So I'll answer that at the end. I just wanted to preference that I wouldn't answer a question I wasn't comfortable answering. So sometimes people are like, wow, I can't believe they asked you that question. Well, trust me, I wouldn't answer if I wasn't ready. I'm just trying to help people, educate people about grief. And if I'm willing to talk about it, I want to talk about it to help. Okay, first question, how do I tell my twins apart? Okay, it was so crazy. One of the twins was born with a kink in his ear. And I'm telling you, it was the only way that we were able to tell them apart those first few months they were home. And now it's like how I help their teachers tell them apart. So that was kind of nice. The next question is, what did you do when you found out you were having twins? I was completely shocked. Some of you might not know this, but we did IVF to get pregnant because once you do chemo and all the cancer drugs, it affects the possibility of having kids. So, you know, my husband was able to bank some sperm before he started chemotherapy so that we could later do IVF. So we did IVF, we put one embryo in and it split. So I knew going into my first ultrasound, I'm like, I know I put one in, no surprises here. We were so shocked. I actually have a video linked below that you can see Justin and I's reaction right after. We weren't filming the actual ultrasound, but after we got in the car and kind of were just sharing our thoughts right after we found out, and it's kind of fun. I'm really glad I have that video now. So I was completely shocked. As soon as I started telling more people that we were having twins, like the more excited I got. Another question was, what's the hardest part about being a single parent? I think it's just like, you know, you're the only one, you know, taking care of them. You're the only one in charge of the house. You are the only one bringing in income. Like the responsibilities of all these roles that normally two people share, but it's all on me. And that's like the overwhelming anxiety of that has been really hard and super, super lonely. And sometimes I worry that they don't have a father figure around. Like, is that gonna damage them in the future? Like, will I be enough? You're just constantly worried about a lot of things. Okay, another question I get asked often is, would I want more kids someday? Probably no. I mean, you can never say never, but right now I'm totally happy with my boys. I feel really lucky that I had twins because they are best friends. They have a sibling, and I don't feel like this pressure to like give them a sibling. Does that make sense? Because they have each other. I also went through a very, very traumatic birth and pregnancy. You can read about my birth story below in the description, but it was so traumatic. I just have so much PTSD. I just can't imagine going through that again. And I try to remember this like thought of, I would rather be a happy mom of 2 than like a checked out, depressed mom of 4. And I know my limits, I know what I can handle, and 2 is great. Okay, another question is, what do I do for work? And that is my social media and my blog. It's been so amazing because I've been able to work from home, be present, be with my kids. I had a blog before my husband passed away, just to inform people about his cancer journey, because it just got so taxing, like telling each new person what the update was, what was going on with his cancer. So I'd written a blog, and after he passed away, I just stopped writing. And one of my friends was like, you should keep writing. Let me help you. And she set up a whole new blog for me. And she's like, I think it would be really good. So I just like out of like kind of like therapy, just started writing and shared my story. I had no idea at the time that like it would turn into a business and being able to help other people during those first few months, even that year after he passed away, my blog and social media helped me so much. It connected me to other widows. It connected me to just other people who are going through something really, really hard, and we could like level on that. It's been so good for me. I know social media can have its cons, but I am like pro social media. I think can be so, so good. So for right now, my blog is a way to make money, and like my social media channels. And I just feel so lucky that I can be home with my kids and do this. So thank you guys. The other question I got was, what's the meaning behind my name, Coco's Caravan? Coco was a nickname my friends in college gave me. She had a cat named Coco, and because I loved cats so much, and I love cats so much, she like named me after her cat, and then everyone started calling me Coco. So when I was trying to think of a name for my Instagram account, I was like, oh, it would be really cool to do something like journey. Like people are now following me on this like new journey of life. And, you know, journey was very a common word. So I just was looking for stuff, and I saw caravan, and I love the imagery of caravan. Like when you carpool with someone across the country or you're road tripping, you know, everyone's caravanning and we're all following each other on this adventure. And I just like love the idea of a caravan. So Coco's Caravan. Another question was, what has helped me the most post, you know, Justin dying and dealing with grief? And I feel like the number one was my kids. You know, they gave me a purpose, a reason to get up in the morning. Therapy was huge. I had an amazing therapist in Minneapolis. My social media, like I talked about, has been so helpful. And then just honestly, the biggest thing is like meeting other widows, just like talking to someone who knows what you're going through. Oh, there's something about it that just helps so much. And that's why I just love sharing. I love helping other people, like connecting people, like, oh, you're going through this. I know someone else going through this. Let's connect you guys, because I'm telling you, it is the biggest help sitting down with someone who knows exactly how you feel. Like, okay. The number one question, without a doubt, that I get asked every time I do a Q&A, and it really doesn't bother me, and is, are you open to love after a loss? Like, have you been dating? Everyone's always curious about my dating. I actually wrote a whole blog post about this because people are asking so much that I'm like, it just was easier to link to my blog than type it up every single time. And then I had someone recently was like, don't you get annoyed that you're getting asked the same question every single time? And I was like, no, that's why I do this, because maybe there's another widow out there having these same thoughts and she can read that, or let me educate people and help people who might have a friend who's a widow and just doesn't know what they're going through. Like, I just want to help. I just want to educate. So I really don't mind answering this question. For sure, read my full blog post in the description below about it. But briefly, of course, I'm open to love after loss. Like, I'm 34. I have a whole life ahead of me, and it's just so lonely, and it's really hard going from being married, being in like a really loving relationship, and then not, and it's just so lonely now. And I would just love to have that again. And it just seems really sad to live a life alone forever because of this really sad thing that happened to me. I don't think anyone really deserves to be alone. I think everyone deserves to have love and have a companion. We just all want to be loved, and we all just want someone in our life. We're not meant to be alone. No one is. Justin and I never really talked about it. You know, what we would do if he passed away, like but I know, like, he wouldn't want me to be alone. I wouldn't want him to be alone if the roles were reversed. I have been on a couple dates, but nothing promising or serious. It's just hard as a single parent to date. So we'll see. If you have any more questions, comment below and maybe I'll do another video. And thank you so much for joining my channel and following me on this journey. And yeah, so thank you.